get some rest, but I need your seed.
Why?
Well, to sleep with it.
And as you fall, Enwin is still on his feet. The rest of you fall and break all of the tables inside of the Cheshire Club. To which Bo goes, "Come on!"
Best day ever!
Group, though. He would work with the group because he likes Cass, and that would just be really, really awkward on the battlefield.
What?
I don't think that's an awkward. Perfect person to protect Cass. I
Wait,
like
what?
it. Let's go.
I'm still
I
here.
don't need protection.
I'm still here.
I know you are, sweetie.
Chris,
It's okay.
shh. The adults are talking. Shh.
Oh,
1
alright.
second, buddy.
I like it. I'm gonna what did
Chris
you think
likes
of
cats?
I like.
What have you been?
Ibs was a little pretentious.
Abs was
And
my
for
favorite.
me.
I like Bob.
Thanks, Perry.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, the crew needs me.
You go, and I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh my god.
And he nods his head. And he nods his head and walks you over to the door. Just sort of opens the door.
Oh man.
There was mouth stuff poison? Oh yeah.
No smell stuff.
That came out wrong. Sorry.
Sorry. I couldn't not laugh.
Person has died, Ryan. A little decorum,
Death
please.
due to mouth stuff. Come on. Get over it.
I'll go home
Smack
now.
him across the face. I'm like, wake up.
All right, you smack Ryan across the face. We're set up in these stands or floating above the water. Have never seen a ship cross the finish line, but first. And they all watch as the first thing they see is Monkey C. Written along the side of the ship, crossing and backwards. And you have crossed the finish line. Congratulations, crew. You have won the first High Lock race for the briefest of seconds. Let them be. Let them love and hurt and change and tell stories and die fighting and pouring drinks and doing the right thing even though it hurts. Just let them be. We can give them that. What's going on, Indigo Chameleon audience? It's me, your good buddy Scribe, here to remind you of the fun ways that you can interact here on Indigo Chameleon, even when we're not streaming. One, we've got an amazing Discord. Come and hang out with us. We would love to have you there. You can find some inspiration if you need it. There's memes. There's even like fun ways for you to be like the first one to know when we're looking for players for a remote one-shot or a one-shot located here at Indigo Chameleon Studios. So please come and hang out with us on the Discord. We would love to have you. We also have a merch store. Yeah, it's a chance for you, the dear viewer, to help us represent the brand a little bit. There's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's prints, there's shower curtains. So I hear one day you will be mine, shower curtain. So yeah, thank you so much for all your support. And as always, there's always a spot here at the table for you. You are the 7th player at this spot. You can use stream points by clicking that little karma right at the bottom of your screen, right where the chat is, one of those sides. You can do that and earn stream points. Every time you tune in, you help us raid, you spread the word, donate bits. That, well, I don't know about spreading the word, it'd be hard to track that, but all of those other things will help you earn stream points that you can use to help your players when they need it the most. Thank you all so much for all your support. Some microphones. Hello, there we go. Hi, it is Friday night, and I don't think I've ever laughed before I streamed so hard than we were during the preview of this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Chameleon. It's time for a little D&D tonight. First off, big thank you to the chat right now. We got Meowdith in the chat. Anina Tolstoy just subscribed, who's amazing. 12 for 10 cents, you beautiful person, you. And Torrid, thank you so much. And Just FML, everyone, thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. The water's fine. Because fit. As that really handsome guy just said, we have a Discord. You should come hang out there and
I can't hear anything now.
and talk with us and hang out. There's an inspiration channel. There's a meme channel. There's lots of great channels. So come and hang out with us. We'd love to have you there. We also have a merch store. Cool place for you to get the latest awesome merchandise. Like the shirt Legend Hillary is wearing that has karma on it. And the mug that Indigo Chameleon is having. It's not a small mug. It's a big mug. It's small.
It's not small.
Ooh.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff. So thank you so much. The water is a little chaotic and a little warm. That is the announcement. Upcoming schedule for this particular week. Just as a reminder here on for this one shot, we're going to follow kind of the same rules. There's not going to be any burst of wild magic, but you can grant DM inspiration to your favorite players for the
Except two
time
of my
being.
characters have wild magic, so.
Other than the wild magic they force upon
God.
themselves and their party members, yes, yeah. But the audience perspective of
Right.
being able to do wild magic. That's what's going on there. But we encourage you to come and hang out with us and use those stream points. Tell your friends, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. So yes, and earn those stream points. Tonight is Friday. We don't have anything going on tomorrow, but I would encourage you to go watch Icky V. She's got some D&D with her Circle of Ash crew. And then we don't have anything going on Sunday, but Legend Hillary occasionally streams, and she's got a Twitch channel. You should go check out. Legend Hillary. She does some awesome crafting stuff. What crafting stuff do you have coming up this week?
I just made Totoro.
Oh, that's awesome.
I gotta finish it, but I've been working on needle
Yes.
felting a whole bunch, so that's
I love it.
that's what we've been doing.
It's very zen and chill.
Yeah.
It's very chill.
It's very chill.
And then we have a one shot coming up on Monday. This is going to be a one shot that centers around when you were a kid. Most people had some people had an imaginary friend, and during the day they laughed with you and drank tea and hung out. But at night they fought the nightmares and kept the nightmares at bay. So we are actually going to do that, and then so please come and join us for that on Monday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Some of these imaginary friends that keep circling in are very cute. Does anybody want to give Sushi or Smol? Do you want to give a little preview of your imaginary friend?
Oh, I can't yet.
Yeah,
Go ahead, you want
Sushi. You want to tell us a little?
Yeah. So I will be playing Leonidas, the wild magic barbarian, and I am the king of the Cottonmouth Arena, and I never lose any fights, no matter what they say, because if they say they won, then they're lying.
So join us for some fun on Monday. Tuesday we go. I love them already. Join us on Tuesday for the one of the last two episodes of Wonderland before the gates of Wonderland are closed for a time. If they say they won, then they're lying. Yeah, that's good.
And they're lying.
So join us for that on Tuesday. On Thursday, we go back to the Lost Isle, which had a very interesting development. I was kind of a little sad about losing Wonderland until one of the players, I will not name who, happens to be from Wonderland in the Lost Isle, and started talking about Cheshire and dropped the name Cheshire like 18 times. And so I had to roll, and then around that 17th time, I hit the nat 20. So one of the characters in Lost Isle might be changing gods. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So tune in for a musical episode in Lost Isle on Thursday, as the group is going to sing as we introduce the Lorne character, if anybody's familiar with Angel. So join us for shenanigans on Thursday. And then Friday, we'll also announce on Thursday who's going to be joining us for a little guest arc on the Lost Isle for a spell. And then on Friday, we head back to Neverland to hopefully complete the side quest that is the B team, and then move back to the main quest that is not the B team. So join us for shenanigans. I think that's it. You do get a guest. No
guest for you.
I think that's it. Let's jump in. Let's not jump in. Let's dive into tonight's adventure. Some one-shots are based off memes. Some one-shots are based off of amazing writers that take the time to craft a lovingly specialized universe. And some one-shots are born from man, I love fish people. And this is one such one-shot. I take you now down into the depths outside of a small coastal town by the name of that is just known as the Bay. The Bay is a fisherman's area, and it is known for the trade and exports that come in and out of the town. But deep below the surface, a little ways past the Bay proper, you would find the town of Lamphus. Lamphus is a home to a particular tribe of Lakatha. Lakatha, for those of you that are unaware, are the fish people in D&D. Now they can walk around and they can have adventures just like regular normal, but they get a bit of a bad rap, and I'm here to fix that. I'm not here to fish for compliments. I just want you to love and appreciate them as much as I do. So we're actually going to zoom in as an audience, you and I together, down into the depths. You will have seen a post, if you saw our social media today, of what looks to be homes carved out of sand, deep under the water, almost like a very intricate sand castle. A sprawling city at the center of it being a castle, and it just sort of building outward, all of the homes connected together. Let's introduce our cast of characters this evening as they are being led into the king's chambers. The kingfish swims around his throne and is flanked by several smaller fish that sort of swim in his wake as he dictates orders. And this small group of adventurers is led to the kingfish's chambers. Let's start with Smol. Tell us about Smol.
Hi, my name is Smol. I'm a pufferfish. Some people call me a barbarian. I think that's how you say it. I'm small, but then I get angry and I go big, really big. So it's ironic that I'm small. I like shiny things, really. I like them a lot, and I smash people, and then I get the shiny things that they're holding, and I keep them. Oh, and I also have a girlfriend named Angie. She's an anglerfish, and she has a shiny thing right here.
Next, walking or swimming, or rather, next to Smol is Finnan. Tell us a little bit about Finnan.
Finnan is mostly blue. He's got some very faded scales. He's kind of old. He's got a pair of like purple whiskers that come off, and he's covered in a net that he just kind of like drapes over himself, but also has hooked all of his spell components to.
I love it.
So,
swimming same. Next to Finnan is Smoosh. Tell us a little bit about Smoosh.
Smoosh is really close to Finnan, by the way, like a little too close. Just so you're aware. So Finnan, Smoosh is an axolotl, and so she's green, and the tips of her little six little guys that's on top. I don't know what we call them, but they're little guys. They're pink. And she's a fighter. And she used to like help on a ship as a sailor. And so at night, sometimes I'll talk to the people that I've destroyed.
Smoosh swims a little too close to Finnan as they make their way through the main hallway. But walking or swimming also with them is Sushi. Hi, Sushi. Tell us a little bit about you.
I am. So Sushi is a koi fish. She is. She's the light orange, and she's got like spots of white on her
Mm-hmm.
fins, fists, whatever you want to call them. She is a monk. But she was cast out of the temple because instead of learning how to do water bending, she accidentally learned how to do fire. So she was cast away. So her great enlightenment is to use her gifts for whatever that the king may need.
This small group of heroes
Hello? Yeah.
Ugh.
is known as problem solvers within the small kingdom that they inhabit. Your life, although as a Lakatha, is very peaceful. The tribes that swim around in the area, other than some of the apex predators, all of you are pretty adept in terms of defending yourself. Each of you utilizing different ways, be it magic or your fighting prowess, to be able to defend your tiny kingdom here in the big blue world. And your life is fairly peaceful. However, not all is peaceful as you come into the tumultuous waters of the king's chambers. This kingfish stops his frantic swimming and yellings about, and as you come into the chamber, the smaller fish that flank him are waved off as he flaps a mighty fin, and the fish go hurtling off to different directions. And he goes, "Come in, come in, come into the chambers, all of you, please. We must discuss why you have been summoned forth." The king will sort of flop on his chair, his little fish gut like rolling over as you see the fins sort of flop onto the chair, and he goes, "Sushi, Swoosh, Finnan, and Smo, you all here because our people are disappearing. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but we have had increasing reports that individuals from our small kingdom of Lamphus are disappearing on a somewhat consistent basis. We have ruled out a predator, as the guards do not notice anything entering in through the perimeter or exiting out again. But nevertheless, 6 of our individuals are gone. That live in the kingdom under mysterious circumstances. So he will look both ways in the room and come forward and get almost conspiratorially close to you all. For a while, the council suspected foul play, but we've ruled out any birds swooping in. So our guess is as good as yours. Help us, please. The kingdom of Lamphus operates under the peace that comes with living here. We are the closest to the shore, and we are usually the safeguard for some of the smaller kingdoms that branch outward into the depths. So you will have my eternal gratitude. You will miss, and I am happy to pay you for your time. And he actually, as he kind of gets up and stretches his little bit, he fins and swims over behind his throne and pulls out what looks to be a pretty large treasure chest. Inside of it, as he opens it up, is the half of it is filled with gold pieces, which look like they have seen better days as they have been collected from shipwrecks and things of that sort. But the other half looks to be containing a couple of magical items and things of that sort. The chest being rather large and extensive, and he as he opens the chest up for you all to see, he slams it shut again with some bubbles as the chest kind of. And he's like, "Damn chest keeps bubbling. I can't get it to stop," and puts it over in. Are you all right?
Fine.
I'm just waiting for the shrimp to come out.
He
Clean up the
puts
gold
the
and run away.
chest over next to a cartoonishly large skull, which is also bubbling in the king's chamber, and it says, "Help! your kingdom and help your king by tracking down whatever is taking our people.
I'm sorry, I don't remember anything after you opened that chest.
Uh,
It's not like mating season again. They haven't just left and like that you sent us last time, right? So they won't come back this time around.
He goes, no, it is not mating season. I was somewhat aware of sending you off prematurely last time, but no, mating season is not for the next full moon cycle.
It's trust me, it's not. Angie has been very clear on this.
I'm not gonna make it through this game.
Well, at least you're not swimming upstream for that then. At least you're very clear on
Any
what's
other
going on.
questions that I might be able to assist with? Yes, Moosh.
Can I keep the skulls?
The skulls of anyone that you happen to kill during of course. I would only request that you listen to what we talked about last time and not show the smaller fish your collection. Keep it inside your chambers.
So Smoosh is gonna swim up to the king,
Okay.
grab his face, and go,
I don't like it, but I'll agree.
You are
and then swim back.
you are terrifying as you are adorable, Smush. Any other questions that I can? I guess this would. Finnan, you are one of my most trusted advisors, and I send you here with this group to do something I've never asked you to do, Magnoth. I mean, Finnan, be the dad, if you and keep them in line. You are very responsible.
In the distance, above the water, you can hear screaming.
In the distance, sirens.
Shut it down! Stop singing! And the sirens are like, sorry. That's enough.
I have to go. Okay.
Here, take this with you in case you run into any trouble. And he hands each of you a tiny platinum statue of a seal that you recognize has the royal crest emblazoned on the bottom. And he goes, should you require assistance of any of the citizens of the kingdom, show them the seal of approval, and they should be a little bit more accommodating to assist you in your adventure. It is the only boon that I can provide to you at this time.
Do all of the missing fish have something in common?
The king pulls out a waterproof parchment that has been written on, and he shows you the list of individuals, Finnan. There are 5 individuals so far that are missing. I'll say this: grant me or someone here grant me an investigation check to assess the information here as you're looking at this sheet. None of you are particularly based, but every one of you go ahead and give me an investigation check to see what information is gleaned from this list. A 10 total. 10.
Yup.
14 for Sushi. 7 for Smoosh. Oh God.
What's it again?
Let the pufferfish know.
Investigation.
Investigation. Oh, I've got a -1 to that, so it's an 18.
It's an 18, yeah, with a 19 on the die. So you're studying the names, and none of them particularly stand out to you in any way. Hey, Games Tavern, we love you. Thank you. And One Big Uno, welcome, buddy. You're studying the paper, and it's Smol that you recognize as you. What is Smol's job? What Small isn't adventuring and things of that sort. What does Small do to make a little bit of extra clam?
I run a second-hand shop, a prawn shop. I
Prawn shop.
I sell the things, but not most of the shiny things. Just some of them.
Okay.
Just the less shiny of the shiny things. But the things that are not shiny, they all got to go.
This makes total sense to you. As you look at the list of names, even though you are not the most intelligent of all this, you recognize all of the names on this list. They are also individuals that have come into the prawn shop more than once. Because they too are attracted to shiny things. All of them, in fact, are sort of treasure hunters, anthropologists, they collectors, explorers, and each of them having their own sort of unique collection. So you immediately recognize the names of many of these individuals.
I know these people, fish people. They're some of my best customers.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, they like the shiny things too. I don't give them too many, just a few. But they look for shiny things and not shiny things and the old places and anthropologists and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, that doesn't help us tell where they are. Not at all. But I know them.
But that's the start. We at least have a common ground. So we need something shiny.
Now that you know that you think you have a plan in tow, the king the king sends you out, flapping his fins. He doesn't get too far, but he pushes you out of the king's chambers, saying, "All right, report back to me whenever you are able to, and we will good luck to each and every one of you. Help your kingdom and help your king." And he scurries you out of the king's chambers.
Okay,
Thank you.
So we've got shiny things. That's kind of our base.
It's the only base.
That's all we really. That's really the only bait we have to go on. So
Would I have
where
a
do we go
record
from
of
here?
any of these people in my prawn shop? Like you know how sometimes when people sell things, you have to do the whole like address thing or whatever. Like, would I know where these people are from or where they've been frequenting?
I'll ask this: is Small the type of individual to keep detailed records on?
Is Angie though?
Oh.
Okay.
Does she also work there?
Is the
Wow, what a
She is. That is a good thought.
is Angie? So Angie is the silver dollar
It was
fish.
a bit of a swim around, but okay. Yes, Angie keeps very detailed records at the shop, so you could go check in. What is the name of Small's prawn shop?
I keep it simple. It's prawn shop.
The prawn shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Cool.
that tells you what it is, and then when you know what it is, you go in. If you give it a more complicated name, then nobody knows what it is and where to go.
Sure. You head over to a very small market district, which is there. Many of the Lakatha that live here sell like goods out on the streets and things of that sort. If you're looking for weapons, arcane items, magical things, most of those are located in smaller shops, and it's the bottom tier. If you see the raised homes of this like sort of sandcastle area, so the bottom tier is the market district. So you head over to the market district and head over to the prawn shop. As you come in, you see a very beautiful anglerfish behind the counter, who is quite small. But in front of her dangles a tiny light that waves in the water, and Smoosh, Finnan, Sushi, give me wisdom saving throws.
Nat 20. But I have a
Finnan,
-1, so 19.
You are enthralled by the beauty of this Lakatha, but you have seen beautiful things in your life, so you are able to keep a level head. 18. You as well,
18.
Sushi. She is quite beautiful, and her smile lights up the room, but not nearly as bright as the light atop her head. 13.
13.
Smush. She's real cool. She's super cool. Smush. Like, and as you come in, you're like, it's almost like you're charmed by this individual, who's behind the counter. And Smol has no chance of fighting the charms of Angie, as
I'm constantly charmed by her.
constantly charmed as Angie comes out. And she goes, Small, and
Angie!
swims over, and it's just enveloped in Small. Stop it, not in front of guests. How did your meeting with the king go?
Oh, there were shiny things.
Oh, that's
We
very
have
good.
to save the people. We get the shiny things.
What brings you all here?
So your other half said you have some records, because apparently they know about the people who have
She
disappeared.
will very quickly swim behind the counter and bring out a clam and smack the clam on top of the head, and as it opens up, it reveals a ledger, a well-kept ledger of sorts. And she goes, "Yes, absolutely. I keep detailed notes. Small is more of the finding these items and making sure people pay up. But I tend to keep charge of the bookkeeping and things of that sort. Can I see the list of names?"
Oh, sure. Yeah.
The list of names is handed over, and she looks. She goes, "I don't sense any pattern other than a." She's looking like she's trying to figure out a loving way to say this. More street smart individuals rather than bookish types.
Hmm. Okay.
Do they have a common address or how do we find them?
No, all seem to be from different swims of life. I see them working in different forms. Most of them do travel quite a bit for their work, but other than that, I see no real.
No common purchase. No.
No. She does look, and she will say that two of them are drawn to the color red. That seems to be bright colors. If that helps in any way, rubies and things of that sort. And she looks and she says a couple of them are drawn to things that alight. So red and alight. And she goes, "That's the only connection that I can see currently."
Oh. Okay. Well, that's a lot of information. Is any of it helpful? Okay, my next plan is we go out and we swim around and we just call out their names.
And just hope something comes.
Well, if we call their names long enough and swim far enough, eventually we find them, right? No?
I hate to argue with that logic, but I think we need a little bit more to go off with.
They like red. We go to an area, we put lots of red things in that spot, and we just wait.
And we just wait. We bait them. We set the
And we put
lure
some lights
and hope
with
for a
red
bite.
things.
Who here has a?
Is there anyone else on this list that is attracted to
Uh,
similar
as
things?
you ask this, I need anybody who's got a passive perception of 13 or above to raise their hand.
Oh.
Oh, wait, passive.
Passive perception,
Wait, perception?
of 13 and above. Okay, so Sushi and Smol. While Finnan asks this, screams start erupting from the marketplace. Someone, like, you just, there's a flurry of movement from outside that you two pick up on, being kind of tucked away into this shop.
Something's going on outside.
We go look. Let's go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Angie. I love you. You're the love of my life. You're the light of my. I have to go. Don't turn that off. Okay.
And she just kind of smiles and she goes, I just love him so much. And I can't wait to have hundreds of kids with him. And she kind of swims around to the back of the. Who is running outside? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a very odd-looking creature standing in the middle of the marketplace. Fish are swimming around as fast as they can, gathering up as much of the merchandise as they can. Before you stands a metallic man. Okay. This metallic man is standing in the marketplace and is glowing a faint red color, which seems to pulse from him. Okay. Not only that, but occasionally, every so many, let's say every 6 inches or so, along this metal man's exterior are sharp curved hooks. Okay. That come off like this and just form like almost like a fishing hook, but just up the arm, on the chest, down the legs, as this warforged metallic man stands in this space. So, is everybody running outside?
Yes.
Okay. I need everybody to give me a save against being charmed. As this individual gives off an otherworldly glow. And it's a little bit different as compared to Angie's glow. So if you have any advantages against being charmed or things of that sort.
We all do.
I
We
know,
all
this
do.
is
We're
helping
all
teach you. I'm showing.
You're saying.
Yes, I'm
Wisdom.
showing people how great it is to be a Lokata.
So is it a
No,
charisma save?
this is a wisdom save.
I rolled an 18 of both.
But this is at advantage because Lokata
know.
are amazing. Nat 20.
Nat 20.
And then,
Ooh.
okay. Smoosh. Well, how much Smoosh? 16.
16.
Finnan is the only one who falls under the spell and immediately, in your group, starts swimming over towards this figure that's floating in the water. Everybody, roll initiative for me.
Oh no.
Can I try
Finnan,
to grab
dear?
him by the tail?
Fin-
'Cause I
oh,
want him
no.
to get to the beautiful shiny man first.
I'll say this. Give me contested dex checks, okay? Contested dex checks before you roll initiative.
Okay.
Finnan and Small.
No, that was a 6.
It's a 12.
Finnan is swimming away, swimming towards the metal man.
Finnan, dear?
Initiative.
Infitiative. Roll infitiative.
Oh, I have advantage. I forgot. That's really
20 to 25.
28.
28.
24.
Oh my god.
Are you the fastest fish in the world?
Oh
Plus
my
10 to
God.
initiative.
Holy!
Somebody click mobile. Or alert. Mobile? Alert. Alert.
Alert.
Alert.
Alert.
Uh,
Alert.
20 to 20 to 50. 17. to
17.
50.
11.
Okay, it's small.
Mm.
Picking up the end.
It's always nice when the barbarian goes last. God.
Smoosh. Finnan is swimming forward towards this odd-looking creature that is barbed, and just like it's so beautiful, I can't help it. As Finnan swims forward, what would you like to do?
I I'm gonna swim as fast as I can up
Okay.
to the front of him, and just
You're slapping Finnan. Give me give me an unarmed strike, an unfinned strike, as you slap him in the face a little bit, just to see if he can wake up from this.
It's gonna
20?
be 23 to hit.
23 hits. How much damage do you
Yes.
do with your unfinned 5? Okay. So Finnan, you're actually going to take 5 points. So I'm going to let you make another save at advantage as Smoosh tries to smack you out of it. 16.
16.
Yes. You two stop within 5 feet of this barbed creature. The rest of you are about 30 feet back, okay? As you watch Smush darting forward and smacking Finnan. Smush, you doing anything else? You doing anything with your bonus action?
I'm going to use the trident and puncture his foot.
Finnan or the metal creature?
No,
I was like-
Okay. I'm fine. I'm awake. I'm okay.
No, I slapped you. You're fine now.
We're gonna,
Are
we're gonna
you
use
going
it
to swim
against
up
Batty.
close to it, or are you throwing the trident?
I have a 20 range, so as far as I'm close enough. Oh, that's
a nat one.
Okay, so it's bad. Smoosh, you come forward and you try to trident this thing's foot, but
Yeah, and I don't add my hit die, correct? Just because
no,
it's
and that one
nat
always it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, and that one fails every time. So Smush, that trident scrapes off of the metal plating, kind of sliding alongside the edge of it, slamming into the ground next to that foot. But you see its kind of lifeless eyes staring at you as you've gotten its attention. Finnan, it's your turn. Okay.
I'm a little irritated. How far
You
away am I
are, I
from
think
it?
I said 5 feet, 5 feet away.
5.
But Smoosh has closed the distance in their 5 feet, and is kind of like up close and personal with it.
I would say you're a little crappy.
I have to lead.
Salmon
Sorry.
needs to stop making all of these fish puns. Salmon.
I am going to.
Don't be shellfish. It's Al's turn. Go ahead, Al.
I'm gonna cast blur.
It's just bubbles.
Go ahead and roll for wild magic for me. Something I never thought I'd be able to ask.
So exciting.
I know. 16. You are good to
16.
go. Yep. And what level spell was? Okay. So I have a new wild magic system in place. Depending on the level of the spell cast and I'm adopting a new wild magic system because wild magic is all about that wild magic. So now our wild magic sorcerers, and I'll actually post this in the Discord. We'll have a brand new system to look at. If you guys want to head over to the Habitat, yeah, I'll just post it in the Habitat. But this is the brand new wild magic system that we are implementing in perpetuity. Oh no! Next time, Smush. This is the new wild magic system. Alternate rules for wild magic. So your counter goes up, Finnan, as you guys look, and Finnan just is blurry in the water a little bit. The water churning just a tiny bit, as to provide a little bit of confusion as to where Finnan is. You doing anything with your bonus action, Finnan?
No.
Okay. You maintain your hold. Sushi.
Yes. She's going to swim up. Her 45 feet of swimming speed. And we're going to use. She's going to use Fist of Unbroken Air, which I've done as
Okay.
basically a water ball. So as an action, I can spend 2 key points, and a chosen creature within 30 feet must make a strength
Alright.
saving throw.
Strength.
DC 13.
The save is 14.
Okay, then never mind. On a failure, it takes 3, a 3, and an extra plus 4. So nothing happens with that. I just burn 2 key points. I think that is my action. My bonus action, I can just variables, but I'm just gonna use one
Just
more
one
arm strike.
Yeah, as you bring your fin to the side, bringing up this thing of water against it, it manages to hold its ground. But you bring up your fin to slap it in the face.
Yeah. That's a 1.
You miss as
doing
well, and Smoosh and you give each other a look as if to be like, come on, as that, yeah. Now it is the creature's turn. It's going to take a strike against you, Smush, and you, Sushi. What it does is it essentially leans forward a tiny bit and just brings its arm in a outward motion. Its hook's hoping to catch you. Smush, that is a 16 to hit. Okay. You manage to nimbly dodge out of the way of this 16. And this is a 15 to hit you, Sushi. Yeah.
It's a pizza.
Okay, so Sushi, you're gonna take 5 points of piercing damage. Okay, and you are caught up in the hooks of this creature. Okay?
God.
So for all intents and purposes, you are grappled by this thing. Because when the attack lands, those barbs cut into your skin a tiny bit. As it pierces in, and you are just kind of caught up in it. Okay. For its movement, it's going to swim. It's going to attempt to swim up with its movement. So Sushi, I actually need an either athletics or acrobatics check to see if you can break away from it while it's dragging you up.
Am I able to assist? Since I'm close
you can
by?
take an opportunity attack. I would say if you want to forego an opportunity attack, you can instead use your reaction to kind of like swim, like help Sushi, like grab onto Sue. Okay, so make this athletics or acrobatics at advantage, Sushi.
Okay. 14?
Even at advantage, Sushi, like it's
yeah.
You're being dragged upward. Those barbs are holding strong as you guys just shoot up 10 feet in the water, being dragged.
Okay. Real quick,
You
was
are
I close enough for an
5
attack?
feet
or
away,
no?
unless your reach is there, and you.
No, okay. I wasn't sure
No,
if
you're
5
not
feet
up
meant
on
like
it. You're not up on me.
melee
I
range.
wasn't going to do that to the
cool.
to the sorcerer,
Just making sure.
but but for your next turn, absolutely. We are now dealing with an odd dynamic that we normally don't really have to touch upon, with complete utter 3D movement for every combatant. So like the plane is not just like I can move towards it, like it can go up and side and like that is the creature's turn. Small.
I'm gonna steal this from one big Uno. Small is gonna swole.
Small gives a mighty scream, and this small fish goes. So I'm gonna take it that's your rage.
So I'm gonna rage out.
Okay, raging out by blowing up your puffer fish.
And I have not, just so you know, I have not specifically not looked at this wild magic, this new barbarian wild magic table, because I don't want to know. Okay, it's a 2, so now I'll read it because I have not read any of them yet. I'm so excited.
Okay.
I teleport up to 20 feet to an unoccupied space I can see. Until my rage ends, I can activate this effect again on each of my turns as a bonus action.
There you go. You get you are a Banff. You're a Banff fish. Banff small.
Small Banff. Okay. So now that I'm all raged up and stuff, I'm gonna hit the thing with 2 attacks. But before I say that, I'm gonna say I just need to say that other than my girlfriend Angie, you are the most beautiful specimen of anything I've ever seen. I'm sorry I have to hit you. So I'm gonna use my Warhammer to attack twice. I'm gonna just roll both attacks to have the dice match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Salmon junk.
The first hit is it's a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Okay, and then that's a 3 plus 4, 7 plus 2, 9 points of damage.
What type of damage?
Here's Warhammer. No, Warhammer is bludgeoning, right?
Okay, so you you watch as Smole puffs up, transports over to where this thing is, takes its hammer and slams it in to this creature, which is still holding you, Sushi. Some of the hooks break off of it. As that hammer comes down, and she flattens a couple of them too, as she slams into the center mass of it. That is your first attack. What was your second
the
attack?
second is a 26 to hit. Crud, that's only 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 points.
And you're
bludgeoning.
adding your rage.
I'm adding the +2. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Another 7 points of damage.
I'm sorry to have dented you.
Bam, bam, as it is slammed twice. Some of those hooks breaking off of it. Sushi, you
Yes?
are in the thick of it, and Smole, you're in the thick of it. Perception checks, please, for the two of you.
Cool.
18.
Good. Don't forget that you roll those
19.
at advantage.
Oh, that's right. I
because
forgot.
of
But it's
your-
probably gonna possibly be above that. No, it's an 18.
That is enough. It was a 17 DC. With the smash that Small does, the bam, bam. You see a shiny bit of light that shoots from the top of this thing's head up towards the surface.
Oh.
A very thin, just shooting up towards the surface. Okay.
Okay.
And
no,
actually, in
okay.
the water, Finnan and Smush, give me a DC. Give me a perception check to see if you would notice this little thing of light, because you wouldn't have to be super close to it to be able to see this. 16. Yeah.
16.
Yeah. Okay.
14.
So you don't see it, as this little like ray of light like shoots up into the sky. What are you yelling at? Are you row
perception?
Smoosh. Smoosh, your buddies are fighting like 10 feet up above you right now. Sushi is still trapped, but it is your turn.
How big is this thing?
I'm a kebab.
Gosh, it's still like a normal sized creature. It just looks menacing. It's not large or anything like that. It's a normal sized creature. It would be a very tall Lakatha.
I would like to look around for vantage to find a place to tie rope.
Okay. There's enough hooks and barbs and things of that sort coming off of it that if you wanted to take your turn, give me.
Because what I would do first is I would grapple, like I would want to take the rope and
Okay.
tie him,
Okay.
like around the legs, and then
This
go find a
is
place
considered
to
like a
tie him.
grapple to me. So first off, give me like an attack roll just to see if you can hit this thing. Let's say you're gonna swim around it, try to tie some rope around it.
Would I add
Give me
strength to
to
that?
that.
That would be a
15.
15.
I would say that it's somewhat held in place. You're able to get some rope. You don't know how sturdy it is around the legs of this thing. Okay. And then you're looking for something to tie it onto. There's a fairly large shell sticking out of the water from something that has long since passed the big blue world, but you could swim over using your movement speed. You could tie the rope off to this shell. Okay,
That's what I would do.
that is going to be Smoosh's turn. Finnan.
So I'm 15
Moved up
feet
10
away. It
feet
moved
away.
up 10
You're
feet. You said.
15 feet away as it's currently like Smush looks like she's enacting this plan to just kind of keep it in place. She's adding a ton of extra weight to the bottom of it. Sushi's bleeding a little bit as a little bit of blood gets into the water. And Smole is hitting it with a hammer.
No. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to move, but I am going to look up at it and go, I think you need to bring him back here, and I'm going to cast Lightning Lure.
Oh,
Because I hate everything.
You're. Oh.
Do we do physics or do we not do physics?
Uh,
How are we doing physics here?
I don't think that's
We're about to
a
find out.
problem.
Actually, that's a great question, considering another thought I had is physics,
Is it a
water
special
physics. I need to
water-friendly
know.
lightning lure?
It's
On a
magic.
metal man with me
You
attached
create a
to the
lash
metal?
of
Yeah,
lightning
let's make it a
energy
lightning.
that
Oh, I didn't
strikes
think
at
about
one
that one.
creature.
Whole party gets electrocuted and dies. Cool. So
Well, what a great one shot gang. I mean,
I'm also
Chaos Sorcerer
touching
out.
it because I'm
I've got-
also touching it with the rope.
I've gone from sushi to Flora. Nice.
I didn't think about this.
The spell specifically says one creature?
One creature.
But are we not one?
It's special
No.
ocean lightning.
Not like that.
Guys,
Special.
totally special ocean lightning.
That I'm not going to try and talk. I'm not going to fight with the extras. It's just the base damage.
I
One creature.
I
Anything
will
else?
say
is-
special magic ocean lightning, which is something I never thought I would say. Special magic ocean lightning
Ocean magic.
flies out from Finnan's hand and wraps around this metallic creature. Sushi, the rope I'm gonna say is not conductive, okay, and it's tied to the shell anyway. Sushi, you're still gonna take some damage from this, but it's gonna be minuscule compared to that. So
To us all getting electrocuted.
to the,
The big blue world.
it fails its strength save. So go ahead and roll damage for me.
Okay.
11.
11.
You pull this thing. You see this like tugging motion as Finnan goes fishing. This lure wraps around this creature and it's pulled back down 10 feet to the sea floor. The rope assisting in this move, causing it to make its strength saving throw at disadvantage. Now, if you are within 5 feet of it, it says specifically in the spell, the target must succeed or be pulled 10 feet in a straight line towards you, and then takes 1d8 lightning damage if it's within 5 feet of you. So it takes, so it takes the lightning damage. Yep, magic lightning. You are gonna take. Oh, buddy. Sue, you're only gonna take 1 point of magic lightning underwater damage. As the
Would that ungrapple him?
no, because it's a hook, like it's a hook inside of Sue. But that water is churning up, especially with the movement now. There is a red tint to the water now that Sue has been hooked and now it's just been pulled down. It's leaving a little wisp of red. Finnan, that's your action. You doing anything with your bonus action? I'm gonna take. No, you thinking about it?
No, sorry. No. I was looking to see if I had anything to do on my bonus
Okay.
action. It's not a thing.
You can use
No,
those
we're good.
sorcery points to speed.
I can, but I haven't used any of them, and the only thing I can use at this level is to do meta magic.
it.
So
Sushi, it is now your turn. It's going to take a full action to remove, unless you got something clever and up your sleeve.
Yeah, we're gonna try the because I shortchanged myself with an attack last turn. Read your actions list, folks. So first action, we're gonna try that Fist of
Okay.
Unbroken Air again. So it's another strength save of 13. Try to like Hadouken it
That
up.
is going to miss with a 3 on the die.
Cool. It takes 3d10
Ooh,
bludgeoning damage.
Go ahead and roll damage for me. How does this look?
Which
Like this is just Hadoukening? Like
this is just like this is just she winds up and just right in the center, right in the center of it. There's a little bit of almost like steam coming off her fist. Just hits
temperature
it.
of the water gets a little warm, kids. As you see Sushi reaching into the inner power that surrounds her and basically shoving her fist towards the center mass of this thing. The red around it, the red glow begins to crack a tiny bit. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
So that is 12
points of damage. You are ungrappled at this point as you have shoved this thing.
It also, that was what I was going for, because when I punch it, it also pushes it up to 20 feet away, and it's not prone.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say it's kind of floating in the water a little haphazardly. It doesn't have its yeah. Okay. You do it.
And then bonus action will burn another key point for Fury of Blows.
Sushi, you are swimming back up to it after you have released it from you, back towards the hooks, and you're hitting it again.
You know what? We're just gonna go back. We're just gonna go back to the roll back to where Finnegan is. We're just gonna take a breather and not be hooked for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. As you swim over there, it is the creature's turn. Okay. It's on the ground. It's tied. It's going to use its action to try to escape from this rope that is holding it by leaning forward, and its chest is going to send out a scorching ray. A blast of scorching red water that jettisons against this rope, and you see the rope snap off at its feet, giving it full range of movement. And then it is going to, it is at the ground. It's going to swim up. So this thing starts trying to get away from you all, and that is what it's going to do on its turn. Small. It's been knocked back, and now it's swimming up. So it's about, and I think it's about like 30 feet away from you.
That's okay.
40 feet?
Well, I can swim 40 feet, and if not, I will go to the end of my swimming, and then I'll poof, and bam.
You have your
over to-
transportation.
yup.
Okay, teleportation magic. As Small goes, and just poofs next to this thing. Give me attack rolls.
Yeah. You don't run away from my friends after hitting them. I'm gonna try to hit the places I've already hit on it, so I don't damage it any more than I already have as far as like denting it more. I'm just gonna keep denting the same spots.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's really good nice shiny armor pieces there.
Okay.
Oh crud. Wait. Attacks. No, I don't get advantage on attacks.
Unless you're going reckless. Do you have the ability
No,
to
I don't
take
have the ability.
reckless
So
attacks?
that first one may not hit. 11 to hit for that.
11's not going to hit.
Okay.
For the first one, as it's a swing and a miss as this thing.
But I will follow it up with a 17 to hit.
17 hits. Roll damage.
Which is a 6, 4, 10, 2, 12.
12 points of damage.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this? As you slam that warhammer into it, and it hits that vital spot. How do you do it?
Well, I hit that vital spot, and I wait for it to go down, and then I say, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You are very pretty. You're shiny. I like you. Could you be good now? And I can help you? I don't want to. I'll smash you again.
He's unconscious.
he's-
I get this. I understand this. I'm talking to him anyway.
The light in
So
the
sorry.
in the metal
He's so
man
shiny.
goes out. But the red light
Oh.
that seems to glow forth from the chest is still there, and you are currently out of initiative.
Can I detect magic on that glowy thing? Because I can, because I'm
You
wild
can-
magic barbarian, and wild magic barbarians get 2 detect magics.
You can.
Horrendous.
What is everybody else doing? You are out of combat, and there is blood in the water.
I'd like to take a perception check to see if there is any sharks
Okay.
on the way, or any other creature that is attracted to blood.
What's funny is
That's a good point.
I'm gonna start using shape water to like force the blood
Okay,
up.
just sending it back up towards the surface a little bit.
Yep, to just like away from
Perception
us.
check,
Goodbye.
please, from
Bye.
Smoosh.
what's funny is it specifically says
14.
you faintly glow a color corresponding to the school of magic you detect. So there's going to be this whole it glows red, but it's a different color, and yeah. So anyway.
Okay. 14. You
Yeah.
You don't notice any sharks. However,
Okay.
the magic for this thing would have faded at this point. You see a strand that goes from the top of this thing's head, which is currently floating in the water, up towards the surface.
Do we follow the strand?
School of Magic. What would this be? This would be enchantment. Small glows a bright red to indicate enchantment magic as Small is looking at this particular glow that seems to emanate from inside of this metal man.
Small, don't look now, but
I'm
you're
shiny.
shiny.
I'm red. I'm not red because of the red, the shiny. It tells me that he's enchanted. He's enchanting too. The glow enchanting. I like it. It's like Angie. Angie is enchanting, but
Yes.
he's got enchantment magic. I don't know a lot about that though.
Smoosh is real dumb, so she's gonna touch the strand and mess with it.
Divine touch.
Oh goodness.
Ow.
But no,
Ding, ding.
no,
Is it just like I'm gonna
no. She would
like, okay. Flick at
like
it.
flick at it.
That's
what she said.
No, she did not.
Oh,
But anyways, yeah, that's what I would do. I was just like plucking it like a string.
There, as that happens, Smush goes over to the string and kind of flicks it and plucks it. There's a little bit of movement as the creature at the bottom of the sea just goes.
oh.
She
A
does it
few
again.
seconds go by, and then it's.
It's like a deeply unnerving puppet.
Is that what you think this
One final
is?
time, Smush. Okay, on the final time, this creature is gonna go shooting up towards the surface. Smoosh, I need a deck save.
Oh,
That was
goodbye.
my shiny toy. I was gonna refurbish it.
That's fine.
22.
You're
No,
shy. You
24.
You take a
excuse
step
me.
backwards as this thing goes flying, super speed up towards the surface.
Well,
Hmm.
off we go.
Where are we gonna? Where are
Let's
we
do it
gonna
tomorrow.
go?
Ellie,
That way.
We're going up to the thing that just skewered me.
yeah, I need a skull.
It's defense. You sort of skewered yourself, young one. So,
And you zapped me, so glass rocks.
sometimes you need to learn the hard way.
Bye
Goodbye.
forever.
I would just like to see Finn just like he doesn't swim up, he just like
it's odd. Everyone else has to move their fins to swim. Finnan just thinks himself somewhere. I'm too old to swim.
It's just Shea Butter pushing him along. He just
It's
sits here
that,
like this.
it's that like float organ that fish have that whenever it's inflated, it just makes them float up.
The air bladder. I'm down for it.
Yeah, air bladder, 100.
Goodbye forever.
Ooh, and I'm still raged, so I imagine the pufferfish just stops and goes.
You would, but because you haven't attacked anything within around, you're.
I lost my rage.
Oh no!
There's a
Yeah.
there's Sue shoots up towards the surface. Finnan floats up towards the surface. Smush goes up to the surface. Small.
Like a balloon. Can I at least? Okay, so can I at least like turn myself down so that as I lose all that air, it pushes me upwards?
Yes.
Like a
Like a giant manatee farting in the water. Small balloon deflates.
Oh no.
And you're headed up towards the surface. Now, are we breaking the surface? Are we looking around? What are we just heading straight up?
I'm following Shiny.
I would take Finnan's cube.
Dad?
He's the one who went first.
He ain't particularly smart, so he's just gonna like just eyeballs above the surface.
Want to do it? We'll do it. We'll do it together.
Perception
We'll
check,
look
Finnan.
up and.
Five. Man, you ain't found shit. you are searching around the area of the water, and you would see that it is. You would see the sun. Okay, it is daytime. You are able to tell, and it's as you look about, there is no. I'll say this: there is no ship on the water.
Okay.
As you scope out the area and smush Sushi and Small, you don't break the surface, but you would see a part of a ship at least in the water, like at least half of it, like sort of floating. But like there is nothing in the water for miles and miles around.
So where did
ain't
it come? So
found
where did it
shit.
come from?
Oh my god.
It's okay. One beginner knows something about a bar being vicious mockery.
I'm down for it.
Goodbye.
Oh god. Goodbye forever. Cloud giant fishing. Anyway, so where did if we follow the line, like, did it just? Is there any disturbance in the water of where it might gotten dragged to, or
the
did it just
creature is
end?
gone. I would say you were able to track this thing.
Okay.
This thing was pulled out of the water.
And it was
Straight
straight
up,
up,
dude.
correct?
I'm not the smartest fish, but I'm guessing that the shiny is
Yes,
on the
we
boat. We should go on the boat.
That's no boat. That's no boat.
There's no boat.
It's a
There's no
space
boat.
station.
There was a boat. I thought what was the thing that was floating there?
There's no boat.
I'm so confused. Okay.
Look,
alright,
there's no
alright.
boat. Come.
alright.
Just like
Uh,
shoves
oh,
Smoosh up
My
a little bit.
detect
Just
magic
like
is still going.
actually,
Your
Sm-
detect magic is
It's
still
still
going.
going.
just like
So
a
is there any
whole
sort of
lot.
magical effects outside of the water? Like
Are
I don't
you
know, an
sticking
invisible
your head out of the
Yes.
water?
Yeah, because I'm looking for shiny.
Okay, you stick your head out of the water as Small goes up and his head breaks the surface. Perception check, Small.
Watch out for seagulls.
10 plus 3, 13.
Okay, you look around. No ships on the water. Your detect magic is still going. Nothing there. And then you look straight up. Floating pirate
Oh
ship.
no.
Floating ship in the sky, far above you all. Like it is not too incredibly far. It looks to be like floating 50 feet off of the ground, off of the water. And you would see the last image of the broken metal man pulled up and over the edge of the ship, but you see the bottom of it.
Pirate ship.
There's no ship. I was just there.
Look up.
There's no oh, ship.
Ship.
Holy ship! She's right.
Just goodbye forever. He just slicks back down.
Goodbye forever.
I was proven wrong once, never again.
Who is
You
sticking
won't
their head
have
out of
a
the water
chance.
now?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
We're all dumb.
Smoosh. Smoosh. I'm gonna say that you might have a chance of recognizing this because of your background. You immediately start looking for a name on the ship. Like you start looking to see if you can identify it. So you swim off a little ways. Give me a investigation check at advantage, just based on your background.
Oh, we're talking backgrounds? I took urchin.
Jesus.
I hate it. I hate it.
We've all missed such an opportunity and not taking everyone taking the urchin back.
We're not going to talk about what happened to the small mouse.
Oh gosh. Oh.
What school of magic are you? That school right there. That's swimming Smush, you search and swim over to a good vantage point, and you recognize this particular ship. This is a pretty infamous ship off the shore, and it's called the Crafty Dragonfly.
Oh.
The dragonfly wings sort of flapping now that you've spotted it, that are somewhat invisible during the day. And you hear a voice, as if on cue. Greetings, fish people. The time of your demise is at hand at the hands of Goggy, the greatest supervillain the world has ever known and chef supreme.
I would like to posit that you're actually sky people. We are just regular people.
I mean...
They don't like it whenever you call them regular people.
Well, he's just
Silence!
He's just a wrong person.
Silence!
I don't understand. Oh, you're going to be quiet. Okay.
We can't
That's
really
fine.
hear you up there. Do you want to come down here?
If that is what you prefer, Hugh, lower the ship.
Yeah.
Hugh's like, I'm still the captain. Goggy's like, enough! Lower the ship! And the ship will drop from its floating position. Swoosh, Sushi, Finnan, and Smooth. I need deck saves, please.
Oh, cool. I get those.
Yes. Wait.
Oh, God.
19.
Also a 19.
Crit.
Oh, that's a crit. I get crits on 19.
It's not a crit for me. I'm just a humble sorcerer.
Die!
If there was a stat for a monk to be really good at in Dex, and that Dex would be one of those
should.
things, right?
Actually, it's probably
not with like not with like a roll of like a 3. So I got like a 10.
And on any other day, it would be great. Small, what about you?
19.
19. Small, Smush, and Finnan duck their heads in the water. And Sushi's like, you guys, have you seen the ship? It's falling. As the ship slams down.
I have to remove the catfish from the room.
Please remove the catfish. It's really a dog pretending to be a fish. So you take a little bit of damage, Sushi. Unfortunately.
Does mobile help this at
Tell
all?
me about mobile?
Not mobile, but evasion. Excuse me.
Tell me about evasion.
Let me. Stunning strike. Evasion. When you're subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dex
You will
saving
take
throw, you
half
only take half
damage.
damage. Instead,
You will take half damage.
Cool.
As you're
It's not
fast,
Sushi's
but
day, man.
you're just not as fast as Smush, Finnan, and Smol. As the ship crashes down into the water, and you just kind of catch the tail end of it, as it were. You only take. You're going to take half of this. Okay, that's good. You only take 4 points of damage. As the ship slams down upon you, kind of cracks your shoulder a little bit. But you now see the ship there, and a tiny dragonborn standing at the bow of the ship, sort of screaming out into the air. But this is what you see as you guys duck down under the water. The ship is now above you all.
What would happen if I knocked you into the water right now?
He would not be able to hear that because he's standing on the bow of the ship and you're under the ship in the water.
Oh, she would go up. Getting hit with a ship, she's kind of mad.
I'm gonna twin spell fireball at the ship. I'm kidding. I actually don't have that spell. I just really wanted to see your face.
What would happen?
I wish I had taken it now, but here we are.
Here we are.
So sorry. Anyway, my bad. Keep going. It's fine. Bye forever.
That's Finnan's catchphrase.
Goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever.
I was proven wrong once, so never get the chance again.
Do we climb up the ship? Oh, we could climb up just.
Do we want to?
Well,
Can we just? It's been a bad day for me
So
today.
you
I just
had a
kind of
bad
like.
day.
Shock. It'll be fine.
If there was a rain cloud underwater, it'd be falling sushi today. A typhoon, one would say.
So you got a hook and you got zapped and a ship fell on you.
Maybe
You'll
there
be
are more
you'll be
Chinese on the
fine.
ship.
Yeah, this is a really cool ship from all the stories I've heard, and I want to go.
Fine. Let's go.
And he seems really cool.
That's the spirit. And he's gonna like gently just like punch Sushi.
Ow. That was a hook spot. Thanks, man.
Still confused with Hook on a Friday, right?
You know, right? You know? Somehow sometimes. Hey, kids, when you're on the hook, sometimes it's hard to get off the hook.
Yeah, is there a ladder to
Are you
climb up?
sticking your head back out above the water? Okay. You look.
Yeah, I
You
would.
stick your head out above the water, and you see. You would see a ladder, but you would now see that Gargi has jumped off of the ship and is standing atop the water. He doesn't seem to be, moving, but he's just sort of standing above it as if the water was solid ground.
Gargi looks like what again? for those of us who
Gargi
don't
is
know? I'm
a
sorry.
very small dragonborn, black dragonborn, who considers himself to be the world's greatest supervillain. And he composes himself as a dragon that is much taller and bigger than his demeanor would let on.
Okay.
So so my head's above the water, so my fins would come up, and I'd start clapping, and be like,
Thank you.
Trick.
I
like it.
Who is the? Who is?
So I would know. So I would know Gar.
You would
I
have
would
heard
know
of
who
the ship.
Gargi
I
is,
don't know
right?
if you would have known Gargi, because Gargi
Not him,
was
okay,
not
that's
the
fine.
person who owned the ship when you were a sailor. Which one of you is the leader of this small cadre of fishy folk?
And Susie will
gonna-
reach down and then lift up Finnan.
No. Before Sushi grabs me, I'm gonna shape water so there's a 5x5 like cube in front of him and just kind of like lift myself into that. So we're almost eye to eye, but I'm like a little bit taller than him.
I see that
I like
we're
that even better.
fronting. How nice. You have the pleasure of speaking with the greatest villain the surface world has ever seen.
Is that what you would call
I mean,
this? Pleasure? You have a very strange
well,
definition of that. Is it something unpleasant up on the land? You guys, I don't. Is the Hello? Is this a
silence.
translation issue?
I think he's talking about the ship. The
You
ship
keep
is the
saying you're
greatest
going to
thing.
be quiet, and then you just keep going. I don't. Do we also not understand silence on
We
land?
are.
Hello?
Can you?
Are you? There's only one of you.
Can you let me? I had a whole speech
Can
prepared.
you?
Like I had a whole thing I was gonna do, and
I have a very busy schedule. Could you just get to the important part? I'm trying to find some people, and you're not one of them.
It's hard to put us to sleep, and we're starting to doze off
why
here.
are you taking the people that live on land?
Why are you taking the people that live in the sea?
You got peanut butter in my jelly.
I don't know what that is.
We're here investigating for the leadership, the Pirate Council, to figure out why random pirates are being snatched off of their ship by an unseen force. We've tracked it here to the oceans.
You tried to snatch my friend, though. So
you
started.
Look, there's blood still coming out of her.
I'm terribly sorry. Here.
Come up here. Come.
Gargi is going to hand you a little healing potion, a greater healing potion. This is of my own invention. Try it.
Well, you heard him. Try it.
It would be rude not to.
And very begrudgingly, just like wincing as she does it, she'll take the healing
You're a
potion.
cannibal. I put fish oil in that. How funny is that?
Stunning strike.
Give me an attack roll.
It's been a bad day for her.
Really considered lightning Lure at that exact moment just to see if he would like faceplant into the wall. So I'm glad you went for stunning strike.
16 to hit.
What is the save on stunning strike?
It's a 13 con DC.
So Gargi makes the save, but takes the hit, and it's just
Okay, that's
I
fair.
deserve that. It's really not fish oil. I use crushed spiders, so I apologize. It gives it a little bit of extra crunch, and you know, insects are the way that protein is going. It's really where the ship is headed.
I hear spiders are just the urchins of the sea.
I think we're gonna get along swimmingly, if I can be completely honest with you.
I know.
No, so your people aren't taking fishermen?
No, but your people are taking
We're
fishermen.
not taking fishermen. We're not taking fishermen. We thought you were taking the fishermen.
No, the fishermen are gone.
You just grabbed the hooks that grabbed this one. We saw her.
Six
they,
fishermen.
The thing, I don't know. There were lines.
How many
hooks.
fishermen are gone? 6 fishermen.
Well, if you're not taking them, and I'm not taking fishermen,
So someone is taking us both.
And who's driving the boat?
suddenly, above where you all are standing, is the loudest roar you've ever heard. It is a roar that echoes across the landscape as you see up above you 2 wings that cast a shadow upon the ground. Okay, across the sea, and Gargi's head looks up as you all turn up and look and see the white underbelly of this creature. As the creature lands atop of the crafty dragonfly, the weight of it snaps the center mast. As it is
Holy.
Dragon size. It is a huge creature. However, the white feathers of this bird are very large indeed, as the biggest seagull you've ever seen in your entire life lands aboard the ship, looks at you all in the water with dark demonic eyes and says, Mine! Mine! Mine!
Ah,
Holy
I'm gonna
carp.
cast. I'm gonna cast dancing lights around Gargi.
If you kill Gargi, I'm telling
Holy
you.
carp.
Gargi is going to cast dancing lights around Finnan at the same time. Great minds think alike, and so do we.
But you can't do that. I'm gonna cast darkness on
I
myself.
can totally do that! And he casts darkness on himself as well. All of you are staring up at the sky. The bird has not noticed you yet.
Back under the surface.
Actually, that's a good idea. I'm gonna drop create water, and just the cube is just gonna lower with all of us in it. Just like,
Goodbye forever.
bye forever.
I want to drop below the surface except for my mouth I'd still be there. No, I'm dumb. Gargi, do you have any friends on that ship that can help us?
Are you gonna
with
say that as you are under the water, or are you gonna keep staying above the surface?
No, head's still there. I'm dumb.
Head's still there.
Yeah.
Gargi immediately drops the spells cast upon and just kind of steps out of the little cube of darkness. He goes, I mean, we have one panda aboard the ship currently, and he's pretty much worthless. He naps the majority of the day, so.
I
love you. Why would you do
worthless.
Perhaps though, this might be the appropriate response. Could I have asylum with you, fine fish people, for the time being?
We prefer the type
You
fish folk. But
there's gurgling under the water as Smushes as Finnan is like, I'm yelling at you from way over here.
Wait, can I ask how many of your people you're abandoning?
Bubbles
to
just
die
pop
bird?
words.
How many? You say how many people am I abandoning, and I say how many people am I. That's neither here nor there, really. There's one individual, and he can handle himself remarkably well. Could we perhaps band together, land and water to fight the air?
I like your ship, so yes.
Do you not have cannons on that ship?
There's
or
another
something to
gurgle
fight
from
with?
underneath the water.
Sorry, forgot I'm in the water.
You just see bubbles raising from the surface. He goes, approach your friends. Perhaps we can do a concentrated attack. You two seem rather adept, and I know the other two sort of went below the surface. I'm happy to arrange some cannon fire towards it.
It's not carrying anything shiny. What is the point?
That is fair. Perhaps it swallowed it.
Oh.
Oh.
I'll hit it. Oh, do you want to hit the bird?
Sometimes birds lay shiny eggs too.
Can you get to the bird? It's far away.
How can we?
It's a big bird.
I have an idea. It
John.
might work.
Please, yeah.
We'll see. I'm going to use all of my craftiness, all of my cunning.
Okay, go on.
And then I'm going to fireball! And he's going to cast a fireball centered on the bird, catching the wings on fire, and the crafty dragonfly at the same time.
Oh no.
The ship catches fire, and so does this giant bird. Let's go ahead and roll some damage. You guys are about to get a surprise round in the water. So
Great, because as soon as he does that, I'm gonna look at him really annoyed and go, that's not the way you do it, and cast Vitriolic Sphere.
All right. Let me roll my damage for fireball. Give this bird a dex check. It fails the dex check. That's going to help. This is massive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not as much damage as you die. The bird catches fire and immediately dives into the water. everybody's going to get a surprise round, okay? Before we get into another round of combat, beating up this seagull, which has been snatching sailors and diving in. Is there a save? Is there a roll to attack for Vitrolic Sphere, Finnan?
It is Dex save 15, and I'm gonna heighten spell. So I'm gonna burn a couple of sorcery points to give it. So sorry, I'm not a caster by any means, and I seem to have lost the page it was on. Give me just 1 second. Oh my god, everything's terrible. Disadvantage. It's disadvantage.
That
That's
19
what it is.
would have helped. The 12 doesn't. What is the save on this? No, he
15.
fails, just barely.
Great, that is a lot of d4s flying across my screen.
27
27
points of damage on top of the fireball spell as the bird seeks to extinguish the flames. Smoosh, Sushi, and...
I am one of those irritating sorcerers, so I have to,
do that.
Oh, wild magic.
I have to roll my wild
Did you
magic.
hit it wild magic?
I did not. Hang on. It's
you're
it's
fine.
a 14.
However,
I've only
what
cast
is
two
the
spells,
spell
so-
level for Vitrolic Sphere?
4.
You got
I've
it.
marked it down. I've
You're at
added.
7.
I'm
Okay.
at 7 right now.
Yeah, the water's getting a little hazy around Finnan. Like it's looking a little weird. Smoosh, Sushi, and Small, you each get to take an action before this bird starts wreaking unholy havoc in the water.
Okay.
Is
It is
it in the
It
water?
is in the water.
Like how far
It
are
is
we?
right up above you, but this thing is massive.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take 2 attacks with my
Give me those
trident.
2 attack rolls. Sushi, think about what you're gonna do. Small, you too.
I'm a barbarian. I don't have a
Um,
lot of options.
That's gonna be a 15
Both
and
of those
16 to hit.
hit. This AC is low, but it's got a bunch of hit points.
It's Big Bird.
So that's 10. Yeah, so 10 plus so 22
points. 22 points
piercing.
of piercing damage. Nice. Was that both attacks or just one?
Mhm.
Both. Okay.
Both.
6.
That was both added together, yeah.
71 points of damage so far. Sushi. Oh, what?
You know
Smoosh?
what?
You gonna action
know-
surge?
You know what?
Alright.
Yeah, we are.
Why
Why the
not?
heck not?
You're a fighter. Do it. Smoosh reaches into an inner reservoir of fishy fighting prowess and surges in the water back up towards this giant bird.
So that's gonna be another 15 and a 19 to hit.
19. Yes, both of those hit. Give me some more damage.
Ooh. That's 12. So 23 points of piercing.
All right. Yeah. Smush is just going to town with this trident. It's rapid stabs. It's ba 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 ba. The water starts getting a little red.
Oh,
Okay? Like if this was a scale of 1 to 10, it would be at a 3. Okay.
Okay.
Small.
I'm gonna swole.
Swole.
Swole. That
Great.
is a 7. Ooh, let's find out what 7 is. Shadows weave around a weapon of your choice you are holding. Until your rage ends, your weapon deals psychic damage instead of its bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing damage. It gains the light and thrown properties with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. If you drop the weapon or throw it, the weapon dissipates and reappears in your hand at the end of your turn.
Oh, you get Thor's hammer.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Ooh.
God, wild magic.
Awesome.
barbarians.
So that
I
is
can't
my
wait to
war.
play this
As
on my
Small expands, you see the darkness swirling in the depths of the water start gravitating towards that warhammer, swirling around it, and the end of the hammer takes on a very darkened, shadowy look to it.
I'm gonna hit you and it's probably gonna hurt your feelings really bad.
The first hit is an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
So it is a 2 plus 4, 6, 8 points of psychic damage.
Okay. Is your trident magical, Smush? Okay.
Yes.
Psychic damage?
Yeah.
That's gonna cut right through the defenses. Great. Okay. What about the second
the
attack?
second one probably misses. It's 12.
12's not gonna hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I rolled an 8 with that one. I would have done way more damage.
Okay.
Arr.
We are currently standing at 106 points of damage after Smol reaches forward, hitting it with its shadow hammer. Sushi, it is now your turn.
Things are just falling off my desk. She's just gonna go take two stabs at it with her spear. So the first one's a 19, and the second one's a nat 20.
Great. Go ahead and give me some damage.
So the first, so the non-crit is 8
Okay.
points of piercing, and the crit is 14 points of piercing. And then we get a bonus action on this round, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Unarmed strike, which would be a
that hits.
14 to hit. So that's gonna be 6 plus 8 is 9 points of bludgeoning with her fin. And then with that unarmed, she's gonna pump a key point in it for another stunning strike.
I freaking hate monks.
It's a 13 con save, so I'm sure
okay.
being a giant
It's
bird.
a 14. Is it a 13 or a 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a
It's
13.
14.
13
it barely
save.
makes it, preventing this from turning into just the worst combat session for me ever. Which is great. As this bird takes a beating and more red starts to swirl in the water after Smol and Sushi are hitting it. I need who's got the highest passive perception?
13.
I have 16.
16. Sushi,
12.
off in the distance, you see a very large shape under the water that has been attracted by maybe a little bit of blood from earlier, but there is now a veritable smorgasbord happening as a very large shape is, let's say, 2 rounds away from joining the fray. Okay? Cutting through the water. This is not a regular sized shark. This is the axiom, there's always a bigger fish. This is something kind of known as a leviathan that is swimming towards the water. It's a big old nasty fish, but it's a ways away, so you got a little bit of time. Okay?
Okay.
I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative.
Did Sushi let us know?
Did Sushi?
I think I have. If I can do it now, yes. If I have to wait till my turn, then I'll wait
Damage
till
on
my turn.
initiative. I rolled a 1 and a 5.
Oof.
You have the lowest initiative.
The lowest initiative. Ugh.
20 to 25.
30.
30 for Smush.
22.
Sushi.
Did you roll a 20 on initiative?
Sure did. I sure did.
Initiative fish. Initiative. There it is.
The giant albatross will be going after Sue. 20 to 15. 15 to 10. Okay.
14.
Followed by Finnan, followed by Gargi. And then I think it's just
Yeah, that's me. I'm 7.
Smo.
Yep.
Same thing. Yeah, if I can share that information this round, I can. If I have to wait till my
You
turn, then I
have
will share it then.
a giant shape in the water. In 2 rounds, it's going to be here. Okay?
Okay.
That being said, Smoosh, it's your turn.
2 with the trident to
burb
this
person.
burb. Because Sue has not let us know yet, correct?
I'll say this. Sue had enough time to let you know that there's a giant shape heading in the water, okay, towards you.
Sure.
So I would swim up, tell Gargi, and then
roll
2
your
with the
damage when you
trident.
roll
Just
your
yell,
damage
"Shark."
when you roll your attacks.
Well, oh no. Well, that one hit that. That would have been. So one of them is going to be
13's
13.
gonna miss, unfortunately. It's got an AC
I don't
of
think
14.
Yeah. And then that other one's going to
23
be a
hits. Give me
23.
some damage.
So
We're gonna add to that 10 points. We're gonna
10
add to
points.
That one collective 137 that you guys have done. Sue.
Yeah. The bird is currently still on the water line, correct? Okay. She's going to swim down. One would say if there was about 20 feet down. And then she is going to burn her last 2 key points. And do water whip, which she lashes out, and I'm going to try to drag the bird under the water for the Leviathan.
Okay. This thing is huge, my dude. Are there any size restrictions on water whip in terms of size?
Does not, but I would adhere to the
If
rule
there's
given
no
to me if there was one.
restriction,
A DC 13 dex saving
creature.
throw.
Yep. Okay.
If I can like call the shot almost like on like a leg or something that I know I can wrap around.
Okay. You're gonna start dragging this creature in. So it needs to make a dex save. Dex is not its strong suit. It fails the dex save. You're gonna okay.
3d10
So
bludgeoning.
here's what happens. Sue is gonna swim past you guys. Okay. Lash this thing around the leg and drag it in the water. Unfortunately, what that means is you're all going to get caught up in it, like pressed up against the body as she drags it into the water. Okay? Because it's that big. So Smoosh, Finnan, Small, you kind of like grab onto the feathers of this thing as you're pulled into the water. Okay? As this thing is kind of thrashing about in the water. But it is pulled the 25 feet closer to you in the water.
Oh.
Yes. It takes 8 points of bludgeoning.
8 points of bludgeoning. Okay.
And then bonus action, unarmed strike, just like to keep it down.
You're gonna hit it again.
Yeah. Now that I pulled it, just gonna try to keep it. My goal is to hopefully make it so it's Leviathan hits Albatross and keeps going.
You're efficient.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Yep. Give me another attack.
12.
Does not hit. There's just too much of it. Its feathers are starting to soak up the water a little bit, and as you reach forward and punch, like for some reason you're unable to find purchase. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna do this because I think this is more fun. Everybody, give me a D20. 9, 11, 18.
18.
Okay, Small,
17.
you rolled the lowest, so this thing is going to try to attack you. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to peck at you with its giant beak. It's just going to just kind of like come forward and try to bite against you. That is a 16 to hit. Nope. 16 misses. As you bring your shield up and bash it out of the way, it is instead going to... It does not want to be here. It does not want to be here. It is going to start flying up to the surface, which is going to give everybody an attack of opportunity against it. If anybody has Sentinel, now is a good time to let me know. Finnan, if you have Warcaster, now is a good time to let me know. So you can cast against it, but everybody else, if you want to burn your reaction, you will not be able to use a reaction, but you can take an attack of opportunity against it.
I go. Okay, that only counts when they enter my reach. But yeah, I'll take a hit against it.
Yeah, same.
25. 25
25.
hits. Small.
That's oh, sorry.
Nat 20.
That was nat 20.
Smoosh. What was your attack? 24. All of
24.
those hit. Roll
Do you want me to
damage.
double it or just roll twice?
It's up to you.
I'll
You
just
might
double
want to check to see if you have special stuff. A lot of barbarians have special stuff when they
I
hit.
don't remember
If you get
seeing
brutal
anything,
critical or anything like
no, I
that,
don't think with
like
this one I do.
okay.
I don't remember seeing anything like that. So 5, 10, 14.
I'm gonna.
You're hitting it with a
Chaos
chaos bolt.
16.
Okay, give me an attack roll. Roll for wild magic.
16.
16 points psychic damage.
16 points of psychic damage.
7 piercing.
12 piercing.
This is what I get for having a bunch of fighters.
I rolled this.
Oh, Miss Heaven.
As a spark of
no.
wild magic kicks off. 25.
It's
7,
happened.
6, 8, 8.
Miss
Oh
Heaven.
my gosh. Roll that D100 for me, buddy.
76.
76. Wheel
Exciting, so
of
exciting.
wild
Oh, no.
magic.
Oh,
Um,
oh, man.
all of Finnan's clothes start shrinking. Whatever
No!
robes. Oh, okay.
He
then go-
wears clothes. I told you he wears a
Did-
knit.
Oh no! Oh,
That's it.
oh no!
Yeah. Yeah. No, I realized what I just did.
I'm gonna say that you are restrained then, as the net begins to shrink around you, holding your fins in place, and for the time being, you are restrained. As the net that
That's
you
fine.
wear tightens around you.
But did I hit?
You hit.
That's gonna be 5 damage. Let's do these both
Cold
suck.
damage.
Cold.
Okay. You guys have done over 200 points of damage to this thing. But unfortunately, because there is no sentinel feat attached to it, this thing is going to go up towards the surface and take a big gulp of air. Okay? It is now floating on the surface above you all, about 30 feet up in the 30 feet up in the water. Okay? That shark is going to get a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Finnan. No, Finnan's
Gargi
after
have his
Gargi.
turn?
Or Gargi's after Finnan. Sorry.
Got it.
Oh, this thing did take its turn, didn't it? I was not paying attention. It was supposed to take 5d4 at the beginning of its turn. From the
Okay,
Drellix
give
Sphere.
me 5d4 damage.
8.
Another 8.
Hey, it's free damage. We're not mad at it. It's free damage, all right?
Free
Yeah,
damage.
we're not mad at it. I'm out of key points. I'm bad at that.
Okay.
Let's see. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna hit it with a.
You're a little tied up at the moment.
Torrid.
I am
Nothing
tied
but
up,
net.
but I'm still gonna.
Oof.
I'm still gonna just hit it with a chaos
Okay.
bolt.
Let me
and-
look.
God,
Let me
why
look
am I
to
like
see if you
this?
can cast while you are restrained.
Do you mind if I continue speaking to tell you that I'm going to use my sorcery points for subtle spell so I don't have to use any of the material components to cast this spell? Or do you just want to continue talking over me as I'm trying to learn how
The
to play a
material
caster?
component. The material components wouldn't matter, dear, but the somatic components would. So let me school you a little bit as a fishy.
When you cast a spell, you can spend 1 sorcery point to cast it without any somatic or verbal components.
Not material.
Right, not
components.
material.
I don't need a material component for Chaos Bolt. So, like, I don't understand what you're trying to say. You keep saying this thing that is
Give me
irrelevant.
an
I'm
attack roll, my
trying.
dear. Give me an attack.
Fight me! It's gonna be real bad now that I've yelled
A
so much.
13 is going to miss, unfortunately.
Can I hold on? I have Tides of Chaos. Is that a
That
thing I can
is
do?
a thing you can do.
Yeah.
Yes. I am going to hate myself, and I'm going to
Okay.
do that. It's going to be great.
Oh no.
Let's see. We're going to do that again.
A
That's
19,
a 19.
is definitely going to hit. From now on, anytime you are accumulating points, they are doubled.
Is that what that does? I misread
Yep.
that. Okay. Well, here we are.
So what level spell is that? Okay.
That was the third. It's going to be
Okay.
8 damage.
Of
Of
lightning.
lightning.
Okay.
That new table just took Wild Magic
Okay,
Sorcerer
1,
and
2.
added like a ton of math to it. Like lots and lots
I
and lots
love-
of math.
We'll
like
never
ma-
play Wild Magic
It's like
again.
Wild Magic Sorcerer, and then just like, here's a nuke. Have fun.
That's not what I wanted. That's a 9, which is below the threshold. So
Oh
my
my
D100 is a 65.
For your tides of chaos.
Oh.
Oh, I need to. Okay, cool. So a 65 for the Tides of Chaos.
Oh no.
No, you tell me. The tides of chaos. Does it automatically?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it does.
It does.
Mhm.
So we've got 2 Wild Magic Searches.
No, it doesn't say whether or not it does on the new thing. It
Okay.
just says that it.
Mm.
It's up to y'all. I don't care one way or the other.
Yeah, Tides of Chaos
Great.
normally will trigger.
Great.
Great,
Great.
no matter what.
I'm gonna hold on to that. As you
Okay.
you go to cast your spell, and it lands. So I need you to roll lightning damage, please, for this.
That
Roll
was
the step.
8.
8 more
8
lightning
lightning
damage. Man, that's a lot of damage you guys are putting out.
Zip, zip.
Which is appropriate because there is a surge of wild magic that comes from Finnan. And that lightning that he was channeling doesn't leave. That lightning instead just keeps on building. Surrounding Finnan, Finnan, up to 3 creatures of your choice within 30 feet of you are about to get hit with a really bad burst of electricity.
Not it.
Finnan, you didn't tell me you were part eel.
Now the words you said were
Yes,
up
you get to
to 3.
choose this particular burst of wild
Okay.
magic.
Then it's gonna be just
Roll
the one.
4d10, please.
Oh
Great.
my god!
I'm so glad it's
That
not
is
random.
22.
Yeah.
Because guess who's wearing chainmail?
Oof.
Wow.
You're a
Not
lightning
scale
rod.
mail?
Oh.
Finnan's turn. It is Gargi's turn. As
No.
Gargi,
For a free action, can I go, release
as
Hackle?
Gargi's like, Gargi immediately gets into his ship and takes off.
As expected, yes.
Gargi, what the hell?
Towards the giant
Shit.
shark. Because the last thing that happened
Oh.
was Smush being like, "There's a big shark coming," and so
That's
Gargi's like, "I'm gonna take that as a cue to hit the shark." So Gargi is heading towards the shark, and as he does, I'll say this: who would be near the back of the pack? Who hasn't had a chance to go yet? Like, and it's a little ways near the
Well, I'm
back
at
of the
the
pack.
end of the initiative.
Small. You would see this as you kind of look up. You're attracted to shiny stuff.
Yeah.
You definitely see something real shiny.
The
As
shark?
the ship
The ship.
As the ship takes off, okay, flanked by dancing lights, forming this moving, what looks to be a like dragonfly on the surface, shiny and glittery, beelining towards the shark. The last words you hear is Gargi going, "We're gonna eat well tonight," as the ship goes flying off towards the shark. We'll see if it makes it there in time. Small.
I'm gonna hit it.
Hit. You are a barbarian.
I do.
All right.
It's what
You're gonna swim up to where it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sh-
Swim up right next to it.
Smash.
Okay.
The first smash is a 20, not nat.
20 not nat.
Wow, I rolled low on these. Jeez. 2, 4, 6, 8 point psychic.
Okay.
The second hit is a 14.
14 hits. Its AC is 14.
Which now that's a 3 on a D8. For 9 psychic.
Okay. It's going to use its reaction because it is pretty bloodied at this point, and it's floundering. It is going to try to swallow Small.
No.
Excuse
20
me?
to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Its beak is going.
Wait, hold on. Bad luck? Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, but
we're gonna
didn't you use your reaction for during that one attack?
Yeah, but I had my
Yes,
turn since then.
He has.
Oh,
you
you have.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Tell me about bloody luck.
When another creature you see makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can use your reaction and spend 2 sorcery points to roll 1d4 and apply the number rolled as a bonus or penalty to the creature's roll. You can do so after the roll, but before any
Okay.
effects occur.
Go ahead.
I rolled
Which is going to be a 16, which is going to make this thing miss. As Finnan reaches a hand out, Small is not swallowed, but instead, that the beak is just going to go off to the side. Yeah. Wow.
That was close.
That was. That was
Missed me by that
very
much.
Close. Very close indeed. That
I
is
clammed up for a moment there.
smoosh.
Ooh.
Okay. Are you swimming up to where it is, where its mouth is, and it's that? Like, are you
Oh, how
30 feet?
how far am I at this point? 30? I don't know if I'd go up to the. I want to
Okay,
go towards
to
its
the
stomach.
center of its mouth. So basically melee range with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's gonna be a 16 and a 19, which is a
Both
crit.
of those hit. Go ahead and roll damage for me when you roll those attacks.
So
12 points.
12 and then 8. But with a crit, do I roll double or
We
what?
usually double the damage, like double the damage, or roll double. Like
Oh, got
either
it.
one is fine with me. Some people like the satisfaction.
Okay, so the crit damage would be 16.
Oof, a doof. It's at.
So that
yeah.
is
It looks real.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's at 30 points.
That's sick. It looks real bad off. Looks real bad off. Sue.
I've got one thing on this ship. It's pokey, and I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna stab it twice with
Okay.
a spear.
Are you swimming up to it?
I'm swimming up to it. It's if Small almost got swallowed. She wants to be close by to make sure that he doesn't end up as lunch. First one's an 14 hit.
Hits.
And then the second one is
Yep.
the second one's a 15
Both
hit.
hit.
God. 6 piercing, and then 10 piercing.
It's still
16
up.
altogether. And then one bonus action, we're just gonna
Okay.
punch it one more time. 19
hits.
to hit. 8 points.
Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry. It's still up, and it is angry. It is now going to not swallow, but it is going to do this. I need, and gang, everybody but Finnan, Small, Sushi, Smush, I need deck saves from, please.
Okay.
Hard 20.
Hard 20.
Sushi, you managed to dive out of the way. 17.
17.
With advantage, it was a 7.
Okay.
Oh, no!
Small is scooped up in this thing's mouth. Okay. And it takes to the air.
I'm flying.
Sushi and Smush, you get attacks of opportunity against it.
Yeah.
Finnan, you are not within melee range of this thing currently, correct?
That's a correct.
Correct. I also used my reaction.
Yep.
So.
Roll damage.
I'm gonna throw my spear. I'm
Chuck
actually
it.
gonna
Give
chuck
me a
it.
spear attack. Smush is
Yeah.
stabbing it with the trident.
22 points.
How many points?
piercing. 22. 22 because it was a crit.
Okay.
Can I call the shot for
Where are
disadvantage?
you calling?
If Swole is in its mouth, I kind of want to aim for the neck. So I don't know, maybe give him a platform so she doesn't get swallowed.
Take the shot at disadvantage.
I'll take a disadvantage. That was a 17 for the first roll. The
Both
second
of
was a
those
15.
hits, you're gonna hit this thing in the neck.
And that is 10 points.
Okay.
But just something maybe to hold on to if she gets swallowed. It's worth
thing takes
losing the
off
weapon
into
for
the
it.
air. Small, you are about to experience something that many fish have never really experienced. You're about to fly. As this thing takes off 50 feet up into the sky.
Angie, I love you.
It's bleeding. It's almost as if it's got like 1 hit point left.
Stab it in the mouth.
You could on your turn.
Right.
But I'm gonna.
But before any of that can happen, Finnan.
Jimmy. I guess I will cast.
What is
Chaos
the
Bolt
range
again.
on Chaos Bolt? Okay.
120
You are in the water. So what this is going to look like is this Chaos Bolt shooting up into the sky from some unknown location and hitting this bird, which you can see outlined against the sky. You know that Small is also 50 feet in the air in this thing's mouth. Give me
Goodbye forever.
They can take it. They're a
burn those
barbarian. They're
sorcery
fine.
points. Because you
Just
are
so
still
fun.
restrained. And give me an attack roll.
Okay.
And 18,
That's an 18.
hits. How do you want to do this?
I'm at 16, 17. Not where I wanted to be. Let's just blast a hole through both of its wings.
What sort of damage is this?
Let's see. It was a 7 and a 6, so
Poison.
poison. It was poison or psychic, and that just makes more sense.
The energy flies upward, and as it does, it sort of loops and makes a loop, and it creates a hole through this albatross's wings, and you hear this loud as its head turns towards the ground and starts barreling towards the ground. Small. Gargi is going to race towards the shark and wait until he's right up against the shark, and he looks like he has a spell prepared in his hand.
Please tell me that the bird is right over the shark so I can fall on top of the shark.
So I want to say this.
How many fish get to attack from above?
I'm going to say this. You are looking out of this thing's mouth as it's flying towards the ground. Is the choice to jump onto this shark from where you are, like death from above? This is going to hurt so bad.
Yes, it's going to be so worth it.
She's fly fishing.
Okay, Small. With your turn, you are going to jump out of the mouth of this bird.
This is the most epic Lakatha attack ever.
It's probably going to kill you.
100.
Well,
Give me an attack roll.
I'm also raging still, right? No. Yeah.
Yes,
no.
you are still raging.
Okay.
Give me an attack roll. And give me an athletics check to try to steer yourself through the air.
I'm really good at athletics. Okay. Here, the athletics check
Pass through the air with the greatest.
is a 26.
26. So as you steer yourself towards the air.
Okay. And then is it 2 attacks just like normal? Like it's my normal kind of attackish thing?
I would say you still have to fall. This is more the flavor of I'm creating a bullet out of myself. Like I am turning this myself into a
attack is a me
fish
attack.
bullet.
I'm attacking with myself.
It's a me attack.
But I'm also full of air and puffed up. So does that reduce the amount of attack? Would it not be better for me to go weapon first?
I think it might be better to go weapon first.
Okay. All right.
Give me an attack roll. I'll say this at advantage.
Doesn't your weapon come back to you? Can't you throw it as you fall and it goes
Good.
back and hits it again?
26 to hit.
26 to hit, yes. Any of you that stick your head out above the water would see the ship falling towards it, but at a trajectory, you would see that Small is trying to get to the shark before the ship gets to the shark.
8 points of psychic, it's still psychic damage because of the wild magic surge. 8
Okay.
points of psychic damage on shark just because there's a fish attacking him from above. That's psychic damage in itself. I'm a flying fish.
The last thing you hear from Small as they go flying through the air is, I'm a flying fish, as they slam like a bullet into this shark. However, Gargi lets loose with his spell, which is a modified version of Enlarge and Reduce, which they were planning on casting on themselves, but instead changed course at the last second and cast it on Small. So that little bullet goes from a bullet to a full-size, gigantic, like, wrecking ball that slams into this shark at a very high velocity, slamming into it, sending the shark skipping across the water as Small is not small anymore. And instead, you see this giant ball slam into the shark like a wrecking Small.
Like a wrecking Small.
The shark, the Leviathan swims away, and you are officially out of combat. Well
Lord.
done,
Oswald.
Moswald. has
Oh
gifted
my
some nice
God, I could
subscription.
not-
Thank you, Moswald, buddy. You're the best. As this thing just
Oh
goes
my God.
skittering off, frightened.
Would someone mind getting this net?
We've done a really
Hello?
crappy job of getting
Right.
these 6 people back.
Really carpe
That's
job.
fine.
Carpe diem.
But seriously, the net.
Oh.
I'm stuck.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I'll use my hand axe to help cut parts loose.
parts loose.
I don't want to ruin it.
It's very fashionable. Finnan's looking very fashionable with this very tight.
Thank
It used
you.
to be a very loose-fitting net robe, and now it's just kind of clinging to. And Finnan's looking nice.
Just imagined. I want his fins to be fans.
Not today, Satan.
It's beautiful.
Gargi, after a time, will steer the ship over and be like, so this is weird.
Yes, you are. Let's
Apparently,
continue.
the shark was keeping some of your people hostage, and questioning them about the disappearances. But I managed to rescue them.
The shark was.
Right.
How weird is that?
It's so weird.
Very.
It's almost
Almost, but not quite.
I'd have 2 nickels.
Release the fish in a barrel, and you hear a thump from the up top as several barrels are tossed over, and you would see the missing Lakatha released into the water. That hurriedly like sort of nod at you with thanks and swim down to the city proper.
I feel like we skipped some steps here.
No, I mean we defeated the shark, which was kidnapping Lakatha and questioning them while disguised as me, which is even weirder if you think about it.
I would, if this happened, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot,
Twice?
but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Smoosh, he looks at you and says, are you perchance looking for a job back out on the sea? I have an opening. If you'd like to say goodbye to your friends, if you will. Oh no, there's been an oil spill. And he goes, as a token of thanks between the land people and the people of the sea, I present to you all this. And he reaches into a bag at his side and hands you each 3 giant rubies. And if the local constabulary asks where you got them from, they just fell off the ship.
And Sue will give Gargi the seal of approval.
What is this?
It's if you ever need help under the sea, we'll come.
You will?
Well, not like me, but like somebody will.
No, that's not how that works.
Oh, you want to explain how it works? Go ahead.
Moosh is going to swim up.
Finnan blinks a few times and then just starts to become translucent. Because that's where my my resonance is at.
Smoosh is going to swim up to each Sushi, Small, and Finn, kiss and go,
I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much.
Oh, I love me too, thank you.
Go find the shiny things.
Collect all the skulls, honey.
You can have my seal. Because
We
it's
should
fun.
probably give those back, yes.
Yeah, I got stuff to do, so
Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna take her seal and then I'm gonna reach over and grab Gargi's. Just snatch.
Hey.
This fits with every other day my life is gone. Smoosh, let me show you your new chambers. Perhaps we can outfit you with a waterbed. And he will begin to levitate up. And Small, you clutch your ruby in your hand, happy to show it back to your lady love. Sushi, you go to rest for a time, and Finnan, as you are going translucent, you do hear one last call from Gargi. Finnan, give me a wisdom save.
Goodbye forever.
That's an 18. It was a 19 with the minus 1.
As he goes to cast on you, and it misses, and he goes, "Well, you can't blame me for trying. Until next time, arch nemesis." And he just stares at you and is like, "I shall strike you down, Fishman. I shall strike you down."
All right, good luck. And I'm gonna cast slow. I'm gonna use my last sorcery point.
He's trying to make an exit, but he's just very slow leaving the water. He's just like, I'm usually a lot faster.
Smoosh is right here.
I'm
next to
God.
Gargi's face.
Are you? Do you do this all the time?
Just a little wigglies, like caressing his face.
I immediately regret my life choices, and that is where we are going to end tonight's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight for a very fish-tastic episode of Indigo Chameleon. We appreciate you guys so much. We're gonna go raid a channel real quick. But come and hang out with us on the Discord. Finn. Finn. We are finished. We are Finn. We're gonna go show some love to Icky V. We love you so much. Indigo Connect. And hey, thanks for taking the bait. We love you. We'll see you soon.
And thanks
So
for
long,
all
so
the
long,
fish.
thanks for all the fish.